I have less setup than I have at the previous place because I don't have to put the webcam on an arm, and I always feel like I'm forgetting something. I still feel like I'm forgetting something. Not important, I guess. Anyways, hi. It's Tuesday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Cozy didn't. Oh no! Oh no! She gotta undo all that. Okay. We were working on a cozy using what do you call it? Starlight or Scout audio. And I was trying to think of what to do with it because it's.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
I'm gonna say that. It's just weird.
Ass. Yeah, I heard you laughing earlier, but it's okay, cause you're dead. Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
I was thinking about like skipping the second audio bit, just using the first one, and I was thinking about having her like jumping up and down on Starlight because she ends up like capturing her later. But yeah, I was thinking about using the Grogar for something, but I think that if I use Grogar, it's going to get involved because I'll need to have a little bit more context using him. Kind of. So that bell's got to be super heavy. He's like, there's no balance to him. Like, he is all front weight. Like, with those horns and everything, he's going to be like, oops. Maybe like this. There we go. Grogar correctly balanced. Oh, his bell. Hold on. Gotta fix his bell. There. There. Now he works. And now he is pretty balanced. So that we're good. It's like one of those. Have you ever seen goats do this? I have. Actually, I would think that would it be hanging? No, let's. Probably would have them tensed up. Whoa. Ugh. Those bend in an awkward spot. Well, I mean, I guess it works. It's just a little position change and you can make it work. No, that's weird. Better from here. No, it's worse. Ooh. correct proportions. He's Mr. Beef. Ooh, ooh. He's too beef. He overdid the beef. Move it backwards. There we go. Oh, and I gotta get these back plates down a little bit more too. I don't know what I'm doing. But this is funny. There. Hello. Hi, Ivory. There we go. The fact that I think it's those horns are tied to it. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. Like a wheel head. You got a beef neck. He's a majestic horse. Right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm enjoying fucking with Grogar. Ah, there we go. Oops. There we go. This camera. I'm sorry, Grogar. Yeah, he has very long neck. I have been well. How are you? Hello, Agent. Okay, we're gonna fix Grogar. This all started because I was just trying to balance him because he look at this. He's yeah, look how much weight is past this point. It's like with the horns and everything. There's nothing holding him back here. Like he would just fall right over. But apparently he's got some beef. So I was saying that he should be more like this. And then this will just be Grogar's permanent position. And he just walks on 2 legs. Just I don't think I can do both those moves at the same time, can I? Oh no, yeah. No, I can't. Let's just walk. That's close enough. Anyway, get rid of. I'm sorry, Grogar. You can go back to your normal self. Be who you want to be, boy. Got a kitty. That's nice. I've been thinking about getting a kitty. Hopefully a nice kitty. Name him... Is that Dubai or Dabby? Oh, okay. I actually just ended up catching up on My Hero Academia yesterday. I've been binging it because I had never seen it before. But I am just caught up to the newest episode. Yes, I don't know if I want to use Grogar because it's really the whole idea is I want to make something short and I needed audio, so we're using Cozy to say this.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
So I just needed to find who to do that with. Who to clippy clomp her hoof up. I had a couple ideas for it, but her abusing somebody as a Pegasus and a small child makes that complicated. Like, I can't have her punching somebody because she's talking. I like Trash Bird. Boom boom, boom boom boy. Yeah, some of the heroes in that are weird. Like was it the Best Genius or something? It was like what? Like you got genes all but kudos to creativity. Are those supposed to be bells? I never actually paid attention. No, they're probably just like rivets or something. No, in there, my favorite character is actually Froppy. I love Froppy. She's just funny. I love the characters in that they're just like, what's their superpower? Oh, they're just a frog and they can do everything frogs can do. And it's like, wait, what? Yeah, I like Froppy. That would make sense, yes. I kind of... Well, first I had to fix her eye. Because, like most, they've forgot to fix the eye. Wherever this model is. Okay, that's where I thought it was. Oh. Models. The MLP Cozy Glow. Pupil. I'm gonna do this and why do they have a different color? Whatever. No map, no level detail. Plucks. Why did that? Okay, that one. I only did one of them. Wait, did they forget to put it? Okay, so they had no level detail off on this one, but on this one. Okay. That's interesting. That might be why they're different colors. Yeah. All the right eyes are wrong. If you don't have those checked, you get a blurry eye at a distance. It's really hard to see, but I can do a comparison. I'm not actually going to BabsCon this year. I've went the last 3 years, but I am not. I'm not going this year. There, comparison with level of detail off, with level of detail on, and that just makes it so that it decreases the quality of textures at distance. That helps save memory. But when you're doing videos, you want a nice sharp eye. I don't want a blurred eye. Oh, I was thinking about close that, but whatever. Alright, so now our eyes are fixed. How about yours? His eyes are fine. It just comes down to if you can see a pixel by pixel on the edges, it's fine. Which pixel by pixel is not good. You want some kind of a blend or whatever, but that's what the processing is. There's the subpixel jitter, and just some of the processing alone just helps clean up some of the edges. No, I had fun. I didn't really have fun the first year I went. Well, I had a fun time, but not like with other conventions, but I decided to give it a chance for the second year. And I had a lot of fun the second year because I actually went to the party rooms. And then this last year, I didn't have as much fun as the second year. It was hard to beat that. But I had a lot of fun. But this year, I've kind of decided I want to try to potentially see other things. So I have another trip in January planned to see some friends. I have a week in like May that I'm going to Utah with my family. Normally all my vacations used for conventions, and I'm right now only got 2 planned instead of the normal 4 or 5. Whether or not I add more to it, I don't know. Maybe things happen. I think actually it was about this time last year that I decided to go to Babs, but I'm not interested this year. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to use that second audio. Because it just... The audio split is...
Oh, I just clippy-clomped my hoof up your ass!
Which sounds like, It just doesn't go with the next one.
Yeah, I heard you laughing earlier, but it's okay, because you're dead.
Dude, they just don't work together. They, like, anything that I would have to do between them would create too much context to the middle. Ooh. Oh, no, that was fine. Oh, no, I deleted the whole block. Well, let me see here. So, that's Scout. Let me... Oh. Let me see what other unicorn stuff they have for him again. Oh, yeah, the getting sick part sucked. Yeah, I got the flu the last day. But not because of that. I mean, that sucked. But, most of the fun I had at the convention weren't even at the convention. Like, it was going out to the pier and everything on that Thursday. That was super fun. I love that. But as a convention, I think I've just gotten used to being super, super busy at conventions and doing lots of stuff that if I don't really have a lot to do, it's meh. Plus, I like to do stuff in the area or... and it's that area is like you're at the hotel and that's about it. Like it feels like you're kind of stuck there. Like with Cider Fest, we have plenty of places we can walk to nearby for dinner, and I don't know. I think it's just me. I don't like the venue. I like it, but I don't. But where is Scout? They have a lot of people start with S. Spy, soldier, snipers, scout.
Friendship is freaking magic, pal.
No, the San Francisco part was a lot of fun. Getting to see the city, it was just so different from the Midwest. Midwest has a look, but San Francisco is so different because it's a city built for like nicer weather, and here when you have to build for temperature differences of 120 degrees, you kind of keep it minimal.
You mess with the horse, you get the horn. Oh, I just clippy-clomped my hoof up your ass.
Okay, so I can't do the one up with the horn because he's not a unicorn.
Come on, push! Unicorn power!
Okay, that doesn't work.
That is how a unicorn lays down to freaking hurt.
No.
That is how a unicorn gets it done, son. Where's your fairy tale ending, Rapunzel? Huh? Where'd it go? Every time a unicorn kills you, you get to make a wish. Yeah, I heard you laughing earlier, but it's okay, because you're dead. My pony magic does nothing!
Man, that's gonna be, like, weird and yelling. No, I enjoyed San Francisco, but it's only as a visit. Hello, Blur Blah. Well, like, some of the memorable things there was just going to see a whole different area and culture. Getting to see the pier was super cool. Actually, one of the highlights was getting a what do they call it? Cannoli at this like corner shop for like $5. That was so good. Seeing Chinatown was cool. So yeah, I like seeing that kind of thing, but doing it hanging out with friends. But that's why like Ciderfest is great. Windy City is I don't like the hotel as much, but there's still stuff in the area. It's free parking, so you can easily go out to drive and travel. And there's a lot of people I know that go there, so it's just nice hanging out.
Ah, unicorn on fire! Unicorn on fire! Clippity clop over here. I'm a pretty pink horse. Yeah, laugh it up. You know what girls love? Unicorns. Look it up.
Yeah, I don't think any of these other ones are gonna work.
I am a horned nightmare! I am an invincible unicorn! I am a horned nightmare!
I don't know what he's saying. Is it horns, horned, or horse?
I am a horned nightmare!
Okay, it is horned. That would work with somebody else. Just hello, Clumsy. My week was good. I mean, it's only Tuesday, so it's kind of early in the week, but it's going well. Well, actually, kind of. Yesterday, my furnace kind of went out. So I woke up yesterday morning, and it was 10 degrees cooler in here, and it was 9 degrees outside. It was like 10 degrees below the set temp, and the vents were running, and it was just blowing cold air. I'm like, so I went downstairs, and the furnace's light was out, and tried resetting it, still wouldn't come on. So at 6:40 in the morning, I called in service, and they didn't show up until 6 o'clock at night. But I had the fireplace running to at least keep it from like the pipes freezing. And then they came here and it ran, like it lit. But he poked at it for 2 hours because he let it run for a while, and it overheated and shut itself off. So he dug into it, and his assumption was correct, where it was the thermostat. So they already shipped a replacement thermostat. It came the next day. I just have to call them again to have them come in to put it in. And but at least right now my heat is running. It's just it could cut out anytime, which is kind of sucks, especially when you get super cold weather. So they're gonna and I have the insurance thing, so it's all covered. I'm not paying for it. Well, I am paying for it through the insurance, but for how much I pay a month, it would have cost me $5.5, almost. What would it be? Like 7 months worth of my monthly fee just to pay for the one service call. So I'm not complaining. That's why you get it. Oh, actually, this week is only in the 20s or 30s, which is, well, Minnesota-wise, pretty warm. But we had the one morning was 9 degrees, and that's why it got really cold. Well, cold as in it was like mid-60s, but waking up to mid-60s kind of sucks. So, well, in the thermostat said mid-60s, and the thermostat's in the middle of the place, so the closer you got to the walls, the cooler it got. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it with like.
I just clippy.
Hold on, I'll try that down.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
I kind of want to have her just like punch Grogar though. But she's got the little hooves. Like, how do you make that work? I potentially wanted to have it where she was jumping up and down on Starlight, and then having it so that gave her like she's a balloon, like letting out air type thing. But a roundhouse kick is tough again because she's got the stubbier legs. The other ponies are larger legs, but even then, the 3D models can't move the same way as the 2D ones, puppets can, where they can kind of adjust things. I'm stuck working with the 3D, so trying to get a leg extended enough to make a roundhouse kick work. Plus, it's hard enough to choreograph a person doing it and then trying to make a pony do it. I'm not gonna trust myself enough to do that. But even punching, I think, is not enough. I thought about just giving her a goddamn bat and just like having her beat him in the head.
I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
Yeah, I kind of want to stick with the Grogar thing. All I have to do is maybe pull a line of him saying something like a couple words worth, and then just have her do that. Yeah, I like the bat. Having her hold a bat. Ooh, actually, I'm loading a second library. I gotta save. But she's got hooves, so holding a bat is interesting. But I can make it work. No, I don't want a bathtub. I want a bat. How is this so tough? Just give me a bat, not a battery. Not an actual. No. Where's? Do I gotta look up baseball? I was hoping to load it before the library loaded because it's gonna crash before I get to it. Nope, there it goes. My libraries are too big. Can only load one at a time. Smack her with a bathtub. Getting cozy to carry a bathtub. I don't think I'd be able to make that work, but I like the idea. Let's it can only index so much for library, and if I load a library in here, loading the second library fills up or will hit the max on library in the background, so it will always cap. So I have to make sure if I ever load a single library, I have to remember which one I loaded, because if I go to load the other one, I have to make sure I save it. If I can grab it quick before the library loads, usually I'm fine. But it doesn't happen often. I kind of want to hit him with a bathtub now. I just don't think it's going to work. Pretty sure there's some in TF2. That's not even a bat. That's Christmas lights. Do I have to look like baseball? Giving axe. No, I don't think that's gonna work. Haha. There's a bat. I was hoping for a wood one. Oh, that's a dirty bat. It's a cricket bat. Uh-oh. I think I might just stick with the TF2 one, because it's going to be a cartoony looking bat, and that fits the aesthetic of the pony thing a little bit more. A stun baton. There we go. Well, let me check one other thing. Workshop might have a couple bats. Let's see if I can get to it from here. Oh. Workshop. shop. How much you want to guess the first... With 2 of the first 3 items are going to be Batman. No! Actually, I don't really see any of them yet. There's... That's a bloody bat. No, we're not going to do that. There's a Batman. He is... He looks... Wait, oh my... No. I know what that's from. There's actually not that many bats. High poly weapons? It says bat. Huh. I don't think I need a high poly bat, though. I mean, you can have a high poly something, but if you're not changing the texture... Alright, well, I will just grab that bat. This will be bat, this will be Grogar. Suppose we go with 2 words again. That's 2 words. Okay. He's trying to lick the bat. Yeah, I might need to organize his a little bit. Where is your tongue? Do you not have a tongue? No, there it is. Found it. He's got blue tongue. It's a little weird. The tongue's not tied to the jaw. That's weird. Meh. 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 It fits. No, I gotta get those organized. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of lip syncing with him, and I need to have that in the right folders. Okay, so we have mid face, lower face. Yelling. Wait, does he have? He is sad, right? Yes. Well, that's weird. Sad. He doesn't have any other eye textures? Ooh, that's weird. That's new. It's fine, don't need them. So we need upper lids up. Ooh. He's a hound dogger. So let's go back up to this. So I would almost consider that like his eyebrow. No, his eyebrows are separate. So lid raise, and this is the changeover. Is there anyone that's similar? Nope. Okay. Oh, I opened that in the wrong program. I want to open it in the good program. Okay, so lid, razor, or no. Yeah, let's do that one right here. I like the duplicate function. Upper lid's up, and this will be Grogar. Actually, this is single, so we'll put it down here with the other one. Not like it really matters, but Upper lid's down. That's weird. That's a better sad than sad. That's not brow down. There isn't one, so we'll just put it here. This will work. So upper lid's down. Eyes closed. Come on, how many different versions of that are there? Look at this. This is from here to here are all different ways of saying eyes closed. I have eye close. Okay, that one I named. So that's my fault. I can't say much, but I do the same thing. Lower lid up. Okay. Let's put it with the other one. Lower lid up. Did I put... That's not a bar. Okay. Yelling. Lower face. Pony. Yelling is a new one. There is a scream, though. Scream or something. No, past it. Oh, what is it called? Mouth. Shout. That's it. Put it with that. Oh, so this is yelling. That just it seems like what's this? Let's just look for his face. Yelling. Okay. Mouth pucker. His mouth pucker-er. Put it up here. Nose wink? How's that nose wink? How do you wink with your nose? That sounds like painful. This nose wrinkle? I can understand that, but okay. Nose wink. Wing. And then mouth open, mouth closed. Those ones are pretty standard. The jaw open. There we go. Mouth open. Do mouth open. All different was the underscore. We should group these or something. Mouth closer. So why is it mouth close? Jaw closer. And the reason I want to keep it grouped together is I'm used to everything being in a fairly similar order. So if I keep everything in the same bit, I know that mouth open and close towards the top. Pucker is towards the middle of most things. Okay, some of these bones I'm not too worried about right now. I mainly want to get those ones taken care of. All right. So all we have for his... Is there not an eye close? I swear there was a mouth close. Yeah, okay, so something... Did I mess that up? Oh, I just copy-pasted, didn't I? No? Mouth closer. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then there is eyes closed. I must have missed that. Alright, so the two things I knew had to be there, I just derped. Yeah, eyes closed should be towards the bottom. There it is. I'll do it right here. So these are just miscellaneous bones for different controls. I can worry about those later. Oh, chest 0. This one... He's headbanging. Oh. There we go. That one I might need to add. Because that's in his main sequence. Body, chest 1. That's Rathalos. Where's the pony stuff? Oh, this is... No, that's Dota. Pyroland. Oh, because I don't have it on their body. People made like their own. Why would I put it on her body when I could put it on her pony body? Because apparently they need to be separate. It's after the wings. There we go. It got chest 1. This is just chest 0. Yeah. I leave a note where ones are that I added specifically so I know why and for what reason it's there. Beard, I don't care about. Bell base and bell, don't care about those either. Okay. Fixed. How can you close their nostril? Right, with a bat. You know, some of them have had like bump maps and whatever for the nose, but it tends to be that most of the bump maps, if you want to put it for the nose, the bump maps are a low enough texture that it kind of makes it like pixelated and weird. So it's usually not worth it. And I think I've seen somewhere they actually make an indent for it, but even then, you still have to darken it in that area because you can't make it like fully. You're not going to make a whole nasal system. Oh no, I care about his belt. It's just that if I'm going to do any type of lip syncing, I need to have it organized. And any type of motion is going to require I have access, or at least easy access, to all the different bones in his body. Chest 0 is the bone right after pelvis. So it's kind of an important one. That's weird. Wait a second. That's kind of weird. He's an interesting dude. Okay, and I just realized his frillies on his leg are tied to a bone. I need to figure out which bone that is. Alright, what do you like to? Okay, good. I was going to say, I better not be chest 2. Chest 1? That means that anytime I go to look up, it's going to make his legs move there. Checking to see if there's any locked on the back legs, but good, there's not there. Still, though. I did put a 0 on his butt. That's weird. Look, he does have a 0 butt. He has no butt. There is no butt. He is just 2 thighs and like a spinal bone. There is nothing else there. There's no butt. Look at his tail's not even connected. No butt. Well, that's suggestive as it is. There, we put it back in. It's a suppository. Okay. I'm not sure what voice line to have him say right now, but it's not going to really matter that much because I can really just throw in whatever. The main thing is getting her ready with the bat. So I'm afraid of messing up. So I'm going to say... like I accidentally select her and say like a flatten or smooth or something and don't realize it until I'm much later in. I've done that before and I've destroyed lip syncing and it was in the same session, so I just copy the entire modification layer and then undo all the way back to the point where you broke the lip syncing, and then you paste without the lip syncing on top of it. You can like take animation from the future and bring it to the past. It's really really nice being able to do that. You got no butt. Look it. You got no butt. There's no butt. There's no butt. Like he can't even sit. Like, look at this. This is his sit. He can't. He can't. Looks like he's cleaning his butt, but that he don't have. Oh. Interesting. So his pelvis is locked to the bottom of those. His legs. And chest 1 is locked to the top. Uh-huh. I'm going to write an angry letter. I have stamps. Anyways, camera position. We're probably going to need to do a 50, which I think it already is. Because this will be a mid shot, so 50 is what it should be. I don't want to use too, like, I already don't have to show his front legs, so we're fine there. I'm still using stamps from 2007 or something. I got Forever stamps, which they had a flat cost and they lasted forever. They never change, or they can be used forever, even if they've changed in price. So I'm still using those. They were a special stamp for that purpose. But it's actually funny because they're called Forever because they're good forever. But they the ones I have are funny because they have a picture of the American flag and the Statue of Liberty alternating. And then I ended up figuring out like a year and a half ago that those exact stamps I got that only ran for like 1 year, and I can't remember the year that I got them. It might have been 2011. But the Statue of Liberty that's on it isn't the Statue of Liberty. It's a picture of the Statue of Liberty from Vegas. And it caused a hullabaloo because it was an official like government stamp. And it's not even the official Statue of Liberty picture. And I found that hilarious because I have them. So now I'm going through, yeah, the little mini one. So I've been using all my stamps for the flag, but I've been keeping all that one because now I'm like, well, maybe they're worth something. So I mean, even just using the other ones probably devalue. I got to use them though. So, but I think it's funny because yeah, it was. I'm curious again. Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, it was two. It was last year. Yeah, it's a mistake. Yeah, I think they were sued or something. It was this one. Yeah, that's exactly the stamp I have. It came to that, and then the American flag in the background. But yeah, I still have some. Oh, actually, I thought it was Vegas. It's this. Look at the New York hotel. Oh no, New York hotel and casino on the Las Vegas Strip, rather than the original Statue of Liberty in New York, which. Did I ever export those? No, I didn't. But I bet you I even have pictures of it. Like, well, that's not the right app. Gallery. That was January 2018. I went to Vegas. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the actual picture from Vegas, and I have an actual picture of that Statue of Liberty, too. That's funny. The French one? Yeah, that would... Well, I don't know. It not being the original makes it funny either way. Alright. Cozy with the Bat. Oh, for one, I need to move her audio.
Oh, I just... Clippy clomped my hoof up your ass!
So I need to move... If I were to have Groger talk, I'm going to say he's going to talk for... So I'll say 1 second of fluff at the beginning. I'll give him 3 seconds of some type of audio. Then 2 seconds of potentially something. So I'm going to move this to 6. So it's Cozy. Where is the... Okay, so I need to move it from here to here. Guess I actually don't really need that, but... I'm going to keep that as my marker for my anticipated start. Alright, and now I'm going to go from here. Oh, actually, I never even thought to do it that way. Bookmark. Put to bookmark. Oh, I was going to just disable.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass!
Okay. So that gives it a little bit of time. Oh, I moved the camera. Damn. Alright. So I'm going to say Grogar, because I think I'm going to use like the part where they're very, like, he's yelling at them about the bell. Oh, I could throw the bell at him. Oh, Oh, now I want to throw the bell at him. Because, like, oh, I could do, like, a satisfying dong. I knew it was going to happen. Pretty sure I saved it. But, unless I can 100% know I did.
Oh, I just...
Yeah, don't change it anyway. Well, I had loaded the model library before, and then I went back to the audio one, so... It holds way too long. I mean, I could... No. These bells hold for too long. For one, I'm gonna turn that down. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus.
Sir, please, we're not...
That's pretty good. Because it already has the impact built in. I was just going to do a bell and an impact, but if it's all in one. Well then actually, we can just do, since I know the section to go with then, I can just go and look it up. So, Grogar... Oh, we can just do that. I might need to like I have a feeling that a lot of these are going to be reactions. That's a clip. No, that's not it. I want to do the part where they figure out he's this card because they say something about him having the bell the whole time. Oh, here we go.
Ahead of you, Grogar.
All this time? Why didn't you tell me? All this Mal, you had it all this time? The Mal, you had it all this time? Why didn't you tell me?
We're villains.
The Mal, you had it all this time?
Yeah, the problem is that he's got all those like pulley noises, and I think even if the music is removed, I don't think it's gonna. No, it would. I just don't have. I might actually have access to the 5.1 surround sound. Because I bought it on Google. I own the episodes, and I think you can actually get the 5.1 surround sound. And if you do, then you separate it and you pull the center channel out, and you have just talking. I'm pretty sure. So I might need to hold on that. Unless there's some other audio that works.
Grogar, way ahead.
Oh, okay, that was worth it. And that's all he really says, isn't it? So that's all I have to work with, too. So, But even then, if I use the audio from him, he's like struggling. So I don't know if that would be... But I could probably at least make the look right. I just need him to be angry. Can he do angry? He doesn't have anger. He can be... Why does he have sad but not angry? It's probably because of the eyebrows. Because all you need to do then is... Wait. Where's the brow? There we go. Let's do like that. Oh no, he's... I guess he just looks angry all the time. Maybe I just have to give him an angry mouth. But, like, in here, I bet you he's got smaller pupils. Yeah, he's got smaller pupils. Here, they're big. Which I guess, like, wouldn't be that hard to make a small pupil. I agree. Poof. Well, apparently this one's in a different folder. Oh, Joey put it in the Joey folder. Yeah, he's only got the one pupil. But it'd actually be pretty easy to just shrink that down and just make a smaller version of it. Which eye is this? Just pupil. Okay, well, I guess that makes it easier. Because if I can't get him to do a good angry and have problems with the pupils or something, because his eyes might have a certain distortion that happens that only works for a large eye, maybe that's why he did it, I want to make sure that I'm not planning for something I can't do. So... yeah. Plus, the thing is, eyes would work better with the smaller pupil anyway, just because when you have the eyes squinting more, it works better to keep the pupil within that range. That's what you can see on here, is they keep the pupil within that range. And even when the eyes open wider a lot, yeah, if you actually watch for the like quick bit, when his eyes go wide, they actually increase the size of his pupils to stay within that range. Plus, he mad. Oh, yeah, I forgot about my turkey. There we go. Derpy's back. There it is, just Alt. I can never remember the key. Okay, so is there a percentage that it keeps track of for size change? Yes. So let's go to... So this would be considered 50%. Right around there. That seems more than 50. Well, no, I kind of guess. Would 50 be an accurate number for reduction? I'm thinking it... No. I think we need to go a little less than that. Let's go 60. Approximately, anyway. problem is if I want to have him change what his eyes are doing, I won't be able to because I don't have multiple textures to swap between. Oh. So apparently I didn't change the scale of the alpha. So what we'll do instead, so we'll go to this, transform, 60. This. Can I not change the alpha? Yeah, whatever. Okay, so now I can. Oh, Michael is, he had to hang out with, or his boss's boss from Italy is in town, and so they had to go out for a dinner or something. And he was not looking forward to it. I'm like, dude, it's free food. He's like, he doesn't like to try to impress in that fashion, like going out to dinner or whatever. I'm really good at it, so I enjoy it, but he's not. Free food, yeah, but if it's not your thing, free food don't matter. But going out with oh, probably should fix Grogar. I used to like going out for work because because most companies have what do they call it? My brain is not working right now. What do they call it? You're allotted amount of money for a trip on a daily level. Not stipend. It's not an allowance. There's an actual name for it. But it's basically an allowance. But it's not an it's not how much you're allowed, it's a limit. It's not special discounts. That's gonna bug me if I can't. No, not allotment. Paid vacation? Yeah, I wish. Your per diem. That's what it was. So, because I knew it was something weird. So you're usually allotted a per diem, and what that means is, and sometimes it's like a per diem is outside, or you get like lodging plus per diem. And so the per diem means, say you have $200 a day per diem. It means that the company will basically give you $200. Sometimes it'll be you have to prove up to a certain amount or whatever, but they'll usually just give you the money and then you spend your own money, and that's to make up for any amount that you'd spend. So, like, say they gave you $200 per diem, which if you're covering lodging and stuff, that's a lot. But if you're if they're just giving you per diem, nothing more, like, so let's say there's $300 a day, that'd be to cover hotel, any rentals, and all your food. So if you don't spend it all, you can usually get it in your pocket, which is nice, because if you just go to like McDonald's and spend $3 on a meal, you can sometimes walk out making some money. But the last company I worked for didn't have a per diem; it just had a limit per meal that you could report. The good thing was it was a stupid amount. So when we went to audits, we would go to dinner at like expensive restaurants, like $50 steakhouses, because our allotted amount to spend on food for dinner was $75. So we could spend up to $75, and that included food and up to a limit of 2 alcoholic drinks. Where I work now, since I work in defense with the government involved, no alcohol is allowed on any travel. But yeah, it's just goofy because we would go for these $50 steaks and get like 2 drinks that were like $12 each, and you try to get as close to this $75 limit as you could. And I would go out with my boss, and she would always be like, "That's your limit, so let's use it," because they would actually make fun of you if you went to like Subway. So like even for lunch you're allotted $50. And so, like, why would you have allotted 75 and you go and get 5 worth? You don't get the difference. You lose it. So we would go nicer places, and it was always like, get a steak, get something. And so I missed that because it was just fun. Like, so all the business trips, you went out with the bosses, and they were, though my previous boss was not professional. She was super fun. She'd like, I went and got 1 alcoholic drink at a place, and then she goes, "Well, do you want another one?" And I said, no, I'm good. And she goes, "He'll have another one." And she just gets me one anyway, because she doesn't care. If I don't drink it, who cares? I drank it. But, yeah, it's just, she was a funny one. Anyway, what were we doing?
Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Why? Why didn't this time? And all this time? You had it all this time?
Yeah, I don't want to try to figure out how to split the audio up on stream, because I don't actually know how to break out 5.1 audio. So if I'm able to, I might have to try to do that separately. There it is. I need to make a note. Otherwise I'm not going to. So, Grogar audio. Okay. So now I have a note. So when I forget, I got a fancy pen. Look at this. It's a fancy pen. Other than the metal parts, the guy that made that actually did the casting of the crystals in there himself. Anyway, so yeah, if I can't do the Grogar thing right now, what I can do is with the audio.
Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass!
So... Oh, he gets angry. I thought he was, like, sad.
Tell me.
Okay, so he would be angry and looking up. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, actually, I got compliments. The same guy got the pen that I use at work, and it's a real wood base and has a light wood, and it just happened to be that the notepad that I have that I picked up just because at work just to have a nicer notepad matched the wood color like perfectly. Oh, gotta be a little careful. His neck doesn't like being bent around very much. Oh, so yeah, his eyes are... Oh. He's already kind of Discordian. There we go. So I'm thinking actually, I'm gonna keep his neck a little lower. I think I'm gonna have him like stretching forward a bit to at the end of his motion. He's gonna probably have other motions involved, but at the very end of his bit, he's gonna be like this. Okay, so it's still a 50. No, it wasn't. Do we want a low angle? No. We'll do a little bit. Not high. We need to go straight on. Or at least close to. I'm gonna get a little bit of his knees in there. So he's probably gonna have to be looking up. The smaller eye is gonna require a little bit of convergence. Can I bring his eyes up? Yeah. And there's not... Oh, I can bring those up a little bit. That should work. Hello, Humble, and thank you. It's a lot of ones. I'm gonna crash my computer with those animated pictures. So he ends it with me, right? So me is going to be an E sound. That's mischievous. Get rid of you, bat. Gogar. Hi, Gogar. Gogar. Bah. Bah. So we do need more teeth, though. So I think it's gonna be anger. I thought the fangs here are bones. Because I think I need to do a stretch. Do I stretch? I have pucker. Do you want your hay? I don't think I can actually pull it back anymore. I can make him frown a bit, though. Maybe do that. That actually works pretty good. Does he have a lip bite? He does. And if we do that, remove a little bit of the grin then. New to SFM? Well, that's great. Starting SFM is wonderful. Once you start learning everything, then it's not so fun. I like learning things, and there's not much more to learn. Well, I guess there's always things to learn. Just gotta keep challenging yourself. Oh, do you know the purpose of the stream? The main purpose of the stream is to help people out. So if you have any questions or are unsure of something, just let me know. Wait, he had eye controls, didn't he? Oh no, that was the brow. Damn. Oh. Okay, I probably need to, remove the bell. It doesn't attach itself to anything else, does it? Nope. Okay, because he needs to get hit by the bell. The bell's going to the end zone. Also, I should have done this right. No, actually, I should. Goga right now is turned sideways. I need to hit him with something. We are going to adjust this. Actually, I wonder. A profile's almost works better. I'm normally not a fan of it, but I kind of like that. I might keep him like that. No, I want to have him be on the plane, because whatever plane he is on for his forward, back, and left or right motion will also match any rotations, especially or mainly for the stuff that I lock. So because of that, if I'm going to have something hit him, I want it coming along that plane, and it's easier to move it along that plane then. So otherwise, if I wanted to have it hit him before, the rotation was fine, but the positioning would have had to move like at an angle, which requires that I would have had to like move it like this. Well, if I move it along its plane, I can use this, and it makes it a lot easier to work with. Look like he got poop. Oh yeah, animation is going to be tough. Especially if you're jumping right into animation. I would not start animating right away. I would start with pictures, because all animating is just a series of pictures, and it's just taking those pictures and blending them together. Don't think that animation is done where I want to move him from this position to the next. So I'm going to take like this amount of time and like go like this. Like that's not how you do animation. Or at least if not how you would want to learn how to do animation. What you should be doing is setting up like keyframes or posing and then blending those. So for instance, I say like in this 1 second time, and I'm going to put some bookmarks. I want to have him like lean back a little bit. And I'm not using a rig, so I have to do some fancy stuff to make that work. But let's just say I want to have him lean backwards a little bit. So I'm not gonna select or move that motion over that time. Oh, I was like, wait, that doesn't look right. There we go. I had the wrong one selected. There we go. So we're gonna have him go backwards a little bit. I'm gonna have his butt go up a bit because that's what you do. And I'm gonna cheat the hell out of this. So we're gonna say his legs go back a bit. Let's go bend them up a bit. I'm rotating these poorly, so I would not recommend doing it that way. And then we're going to say that his chest will go up a little, and maybe his neck will go back. I don't have rotation set, do I? Nope. So you like this. So you can say like, this was him going backwards. So now you have it like this. And so if, say you go and do then the next one and the next one and the next one, and you realize like, oh, well, now that I see it all in order, like this frame right here doesn't actually match with what he's doing. So you can change that one like that one keyframe, and it's a lot easier to play with things. And then when you're ready to actually blend, you just select all the model or whatever. And I'm using the motion editor, and so I'm showing how to do the motion editor. If you're using the graph editor, it's a lot easier to use for some of this stuff, but I've never really used it in all the time I've been in SFM, and so I don't bother. I like the motion editor. So I'm just gonna blend this though. So if I round this, then you can have that motion, but then you have a lot of that body motion built into there. So you're having more than just a bone, a single bone, or multiple, or a couple bones. Plus, then you have full control because you know at this moment he is going to look like this, and at this moment he is going to look like that. And then once you have that motion down, then you can go through and like add secondary motion. So I'll go like this and say, okay, now I want him to dip a little bit. So I'm gonna go and grab this. Oh, actually, I don't want his back legs to move. They already have their motion. So I want to have them dip a little bit. So I'm just going to grab this time frame and I'm going to adjust it to match again. Like that. And then you have them do like a little dip. And then you can time it so like his head maybe goes up a little bit when doing it. That. And then you're like, okay, well now he's changing position, so I'm gonna take his eyes and I'm gonna, I didn't know these are stereoflexes. Good. No, not sad. So we're gonna have him close his eyes in that time. Oh, gotta go a little longer there. Let's say that that's going too slow, so I'm just going to take that whole thing. We're going to go boop, 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 boop. Let's even speed that up more. So it's nice. It's easy to do that. So that's usually how I do all my keyframing and animating. But it really just comes down to then you're just making pictures. So if you can pose a pony, you can animate. It's not a big step from there. The biggest, hardest step after that is just learning how secondary animation works and timing. But really, it's easy. And the nice thing is too with this is you can say like, well, he goes here and then here, but I kind of want to point in the middle too. Well, you can go and select that area that you want the middle, and you can be like, so right now he's all the way forward and this is all the way backwards. You can use playhead. So what playhead does is it takes this section and copies to it what is at the playhead. Well, you can go and do the whole sliders. You can go wham, and he goes all the way backwards, but you can do partial. So you can go about there, and now he has a partial backwards. So what I'll usually do in a situation like this is I'll have him go backwards, but then I want to have him settle down into a further position. I will grab like this, and I will say I want to have him go just forward a little bit now. So this is probably too much. Like that. See, with a little bit of effort, you kind of created a nice little bounce. Yeah, secondary animation is secondary animation to me is more important than your primary or your like main keyframing, because that's where you get subtle animation or subtle emotions, subtleties that you can tell a story with secondary animation, not so much with like the normal animation. Or the main story is told with the body motion, but you can give words to a character without words, with just a slight tilt to the head or the timing of the bounce. You can also make something that has stiff hair like this, have it so that the hair bounces and flows realistically. All that stuff just takes extra time. I'm under the belief that you can 80% of a video can be done in or like in terms of an entire project amount of time, you can do 80% of the entire video in 20% of the time, but the other 20% of your video takes the rest of the 80%. So you can call it quits early on and skip your secondary animation. You can make a video that looks decent, but putting in all those extra details is what takes the most amount of time. It's so bouncy. Anyway, I don't actually need any of that. I don't think I actually... Oh, I want it to be forward still. So I hope that helped. Well, you have to render with SFM. Well, I don't know if you have to. I guess I never looked into other options. I just don't recommend rendering to video directly from SFM. So when you go to export and move, let me actually select the option there. Movie. It says, do you want to output to AVI, or do you want to out? I don't have it downloaded, but you can actually have it download to MP4 with the QuickTime added. Don't. The codecs that SFM uses are very poor. So you're going to get blacks that are not black. They are gray, like a bright gray for any black. Everything feels washed out. And say you're rendering out a 10-minute video, just to use an extreme example, and 3 minutes in you've been rendering it for 30 hours. If something goes wrong, your computer has an update and it forces it to close, you lose the entire video file. What I recommend doing instead is export as a image sequence. So instead of movies, select image sequence. This will require some kind of a secondary software, but there are, I believe, free ones out there that will do it. What image sequence means is every frame is exported as an image. So if your animation corrupts at some point and you lose, it stops at some point, you don't have to render all the way back again. You just have to really go back to the beginning of the shot you were at. I recommend not starting exactly at the frame you were missing, because some things can be slightly different if you don't give the engine a couple frames to catch up. But you can start at the beginning of the last frame you lost. So if you've done, or not frame, sorry, shot. So if you have like all these different shots and you corrupt, or it corrupts right here, you can just go back to this point and start re-rendering. You don't have to go back and do these again, because they're just images. Not like those are going to change at all. By doing that, then each frame is pretty lossless. There's not as much compression. PNG is still a compressed file, but it's way better quality than the compressed video is going to be. But then you have to bring that into some other outside software to make that image sequence into a video file. But those software, almost any software out there is going to have a much better codec than what SFM has. So you're going to get a much better product. So if I go to like my user mod here, this is what some of those renders would look like. So these are just individual PNGs. And if you hold like right, you can kind of see it as a video, but if it doesn't have it loaded in RAM, it's just gonna like start blurring every now and then. But these blacks are going to be much better looking. So that's my recommendation. Early on, if you're just practicing and you want to see what it looks like rendered, who cares? Just render out as AVI or MP4 or whatever. Do what you want. But if you're looking to have a good final product, I recommend that for sure. Yep. So it's when you go to export movie, you would select image sequence here instead of movie. Movie means export to video. You would want to export as an image sequence. The other thing when you go to do that, nope, when I do it, I render it as image sequence. If you do render out as a video, as a movie, it will render the entire thing. But it can take hours depending on how many things are in the shot, how complex it is, how long it is. The image sequence is what I do. The other thing is when you do it as a movie, it's going to it's going to place it in the folder, in the sessions folder with this name. If you select image sequence, it is going to put a buttload of images into the sessions folder. You don't want to have all these mixing in together. So if you do as an image sequence, make sure you add another folder to this. Either create one and so you know its name and open it with like the ... Otherwise, what I'll do is just at the end of this, just add another backslash and then like the name again, and then an underscore at the end. So this will create a folder for this automatically for you, and then it will start naming everything what this is. And every frame in the image sequence is going to have a number put at the end. And so that it doesn't blend with the text, I add an underscore to the end of it. So that's why it says cozy TF2 underscore. So then when you export it, it goes underscore 000092939495. And you get a nifty little text file afterwards that even says like how long some of these frames took. So these are running 128 quality for the name. This is the name of the shot. And I name my shots so you can see all the different names. What the name of the map was, because you can actually have it change maps as well. Your frame number, and this is how much time it took. So these were taking about 1.5 seconds. But depending on the shot complexity, like there's 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 9 seconds. I've had some that have been like 60 or 70 seconds frame. And when you're rendering at 30 frames a second and it's taking a minute per frame, that's a half hour per second of video. And then you're doing a minute of video, 60 seconds. Yeah. Oh, geez, blurred. Well, thank you. He's a very generous person. Other things to remember when rendering that are important, because these are just secondary things to on top of this. On your camera, make sure that your focal distance, when you start moving your yeah, no, I did too. What is it, the smiley? I got this. Let me see. Can I I can. Yeah. So when you grab this bar, it'll change the focal distance. What the focal distance is if you think of like depth of field, so the blurring that a background will have, this is going to set where the clearest area is. The default for aperture is so low that you're probably not even going to notice a difference. But when I tab here, it's going to preview the render. You're not going to notice much. But if I turn the aperture all the way up, then it's going to blur because now it's putting a lot of that extra blur in there. So I'm going to put this back to default. So this focal distance is about where do you want it to be clear. So I'm going to set this right now to right through his head. So when you're actually moving it, you can see it pops up. And if you actually want to see that all the time, if you right click, go to display and show focal plane. And this entire stream is recorded, so if I'm going fast, it's because you can go watch this as many times as you want. If you go show focal plane, you'll always see it. It'll always hover there. But I don't really need to do that. So once this is adjusted and it's about where I want it to be, now if I turn this aperture way up, he's going to be clear. But you can see that Cozy, as soon as he's closer to the camera, is blurred more. So you're getting that much stronger depth of field, which is maybe a look you're going for, maybe not. For the shot that, like the distance that I'm at for this, I probably want to sit about like a third of an aperture. Well, maybe a bit more. Yeah, because the wider angle of your camera lens, the less of that you should be having. Because it's like saying, if you're looking at your hand really up close, the background's going to be much more blurred behind your hand than if you were looking at something that's further away from you, and where then everything would probably, at least farther away, be more focused. So that's the idea behind that. This preview render also, it seems like speckly. I'm going to go into my render settings. I'm going to bump this up. Use camera settings as defaults to 4 passes. I'm just going to go up to 64, and that'll be a much better quality render. I don't really recommend going anything above. The quality does go up, but every one of these steps, and I did the math for it doing a test renders, will 100% double the render time. So if you go from 64 to 128, it's double the time. 128 to 256 is double again. 256 to 512 is double again. So usually to me, 128 is about the highest I'll ever really go to. I'll usually preview in 32 or 64 because it gets a good amount of quality, but it can take a while to render those previews. And you can see in that file here that was open, I was running this at 128. One of the other ones, and that I think a lot of people miss in terms of render, is your shutter speed. So right now I am running a file that is 24 frames per second. So when you go to create a file, it'll ask you what frame rate to choose. Normally, whatever frame rate you choose is going to give you your correct shutter speed. If you ever change your frame rate, you got to make sure you pay attention to it though. But in essence, if you do ever need to change shutter speed, if you right-click your camera, go to Show an Element Viewer and Camera, you'll see your shutter speed here. And right now it's at 0.0208. So that's how long is the aperture of the camera being kept open to bring in light. The faster it is, the faster the shutter speed, but and the less motion blur you'll get. But by doing that, you can create almost what feels like stop motion. So, but if you have that too slow, you're going to get much longer blurs, but it'll seem like slushy motion. And so the best number to always go for with this is math. So you take 1 over double your frame rate. So if you have a frame rate of, let's say, 30 frames per second, you would go 1 over double 30. So 1 over 60. So 1 divided by 60 would be 0.016 repeating, or 0.166. Well, thank you, Skylight. In this case, though, since I'm running in 24, if I do the math for that, that's 1 over 24 times 2, so 1 over 48. 1 divided by 48, 0.0208. That's the number that's there. So SFM normally should do that for you, but if you ever change frame rate midway through a project, you have to make sure to change this. Otherwise, if you're changing from 24 to 60, it's going to look like the blurs are too long. And if you're going from like 60 to 24, it's going to do the opposite and it's going to look choppy. And and this is one thing that really confused the hell out of me. If you ever do that as well, so if you go from 24 to 30, you're going to see something happen. Oh, I didn't do it on this one. Let me see. Maybe I can choose like some weird frame. That's not going to do it. I might have these on par. So if you ever have it where the whole timeline becomes red, it's because somewhere in your timeline a frame is between frames, and that would mean that a frame is sitting like, oh, it's not even gonna let me do it. It's sitting between there, and so it's about, you just go through and kind of wiggle them to get them to lock back to a new frame. You keep doing it until all the red goes away. Just things to remember if you ever run into problems. I think he's skylight again. It's a unicorn snowy man. Anyways, to go back to your question, what's a good rig to start off? The problem with the pony things is, if you're talking ponies, the rigs for them are minimal. They're not very good. If you're talking anything, if you actually right click a model and go to rig, there's a lot of do that first. You can't do it while something is locked. There's a lot of default ones that come with it. So most like TF2 characters are going to probably just take like the rig loader simple, or well, that's for the sandwich, but they're just going to take some of these default ones. If you download a model off of like the workshop, a lot of the times the models on the workshop will come with a rig. It depends on the person that made them. Not long ago, I downloaded the Monster Hunter, like the actual Hunter model, had a ton of bones in there and no rig. So working with it is a bear. Most human models should have a rig, or you can easily modify one of these ones. Well, by easy, I mean, you're going to have to learn some stuff, but it's not too difficult to like add if it has an extra chest bone, to add a chest bone into the rig. But if you do find one that works, like say you just load a human model, you can just try biped or rig loader simple. If that doesn't work, try rig biped simple. Just try a bunch of these. Maybe one of them sticks. Yes, Derpy is on fire. It's a running joke for Michael, but he's not here right now. I can get rid of the burn part and he's got Derpy. But like for this model, Grogard doesn't have a rig, and that's because all the pony, it usually needs like the models and stuff to be at least similar in some of their bone structures, because the way that his leg might be placed is different than another's, so he might need his bones weighted differently or something. So if he were to use the rig of another person, it might work, but it's not going to work right. So all the pony models, a lot of those are so different in structure and some of the extra bones. Like for instance, Grogar here has a, oh, I'm going to this shot here. Oh yeah, why do I have all these separated? I don't want these separated. There we go. He's got a chest 0. The pony models don't have chest 0. So since he has this extra chest bone, the rigs won't work for him. I have no idea what's going on. You can just do what you do. Okay. So yeah, I don't normally animate with a rig just because of all those issues with the rigs. And even the ones that do work for the pony models, I'm not a big fan of. They end up having an issue with making paws. So, I didn't actually put them in that list. So this should work. Yep. So Rainbow's now using a rig, which is pretty nice because you can be like left foot. Oh, let me actually hide these bones. I don't want to use those. Okay. Actually, this is by this leg, which is again confusing. So it's nice because you can be like, hey, here's your leg. You can. The back leg for these rigs actually are pretty good, decent. I have no complaints with them. If you get a little bit too close to some parts, they'll break, but you can't do much about that. You're trying to push the bone well past its actual like working point. But this is the problem I have with back leg. Fine, look with the front leg. They don't bend at this bone really well, and usually they won't because it's about having their. Do they have elbow bones for these? I never actually checked. Yeah, so there's the collarbones, and you would have to just turn these up. But I feel like a rig should be doing that work for you. But then, like, oh, well, she's down, but why? Her arms would technically need to go out. And it feels like if I'm doing all that work and it's still kind of messy, because now it's like, well, I'd have to turn her hooves to match this position. Am I really saving any time then? It feels like I'm using another tool to do the similar thing to what I was doing already. And rigs, I've ended up having to fight rigs a lot where I'm trying to do one thing and it just won't let me because, for instance, with squash and stretch, you're trying to take a model and push it to an extreme of like stretching an arm or pulling an arm. But a rig won't let you stretch. I can't pull a bone past its base point, and or I go to move an arm backwards and it bends weird, but I can't get it to bend back without actually disabling the rig and forcing the bone into position. So I just work without them. It adds headaches because you have to be more diligent in how you do your keyframes, and you have to have better planning ahead. You have to think. You have to think a couple phases ahead of what you're doing. And I've been doing it long enough now that it's easier for me to do, but if you're starting out, that's really hard to do. Of like doing a motion that you know looks horrible right now, but when you add the next couple on, will work. Like having a drastic motion with the head swinging really hard, but because you're going to add something else to offset that motion. So stuff like that. So in this, oh no, I don't want. And so in the show, he was like this, but I don't think I want to. If I hit him with the bell from a position like this, I will have to animate him falling down and impacting the ground. Oh, and then it really, I wouldn't be able to see her face. Yeah. Where'd the audio go? Oh, I shut it off.
Oh, I just clippy-clomped my hoof up your ass!
I actually could do this shot. Like, copy kind of what the show did. I wouldn't be able to do it exactly. But, like, try to do similar. Be kind of like that or something. No. Well, actually, it's kind of like that. But I could do that, and then instead of her, oh, I didn't. I thought I moved the camera. Oh no, I didn't actually move the camera. Is this an 85? No, I'll keep it 30. Yeah, because then I can just swap to her, like, doing whatever it is she does. Like, just swap to, like, her floating there.
We're villains, duh.
Have you ever heard the behind the scene of them, of the voice actors? She the voice actor for that scene goes, "We're villains, you big mope." I love it.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
I could probably even throw Tyrek in there doing like something. It's a good distraction. That's fine. So what is it? They have a thing going where you just, if you give, you get free emotes or something. You're talking about her lip sync? I did that myself.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass.
Oops. Oh, I am on the camera. Yeah, I did that.
Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass. Oh, I just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass. Just clippy clomped my hoof up your ass. My hoof up your ass. Hoof up your ass. Up your up your ass! Hoof up your ass! Up your...
Okay, it's Pucker and... Oh, it's probably Pucker and only... Oh, yeah, there it is. Actually, it's just O. Because technically that sound... Up your ass. It's not an open close open. It's an open half close. Oh. I was doing motion outside the frames. That's not good. So I'm gonna close it a bit more here, but oh, it really breaks your lips, doesn't it? Something breaking her lips pretty good. Oh, it's the O.
Up your ass! Oh, hoof up your ass! Up your... Up your ass! Your ass!
It needs to close a bit more.
Your ass! Up your ass! Be clump my hoof up your ass! Up your ass! Up your ass!
Okay, and the pucker
Your ass!
needs to be delayed a bit more.
Your ass! Your ass! Up your ass!
Let's add a little bit of angry, maybe? Yeah, just give me money. It's easy. You train sub for emotes for you and other people to chat. Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's cool. Gifts for everybody. I guess, is it like a Christmas thing? I'm guessing. Just December. Yeah, okay. Well, they're animated too. I like the kitty cat. It's haha ginger cat. Oh wait, it's a gingerbread cat. It's adorable. Send us a little custom map. No texture comes with it. Yeah, that. I mean, it just could just be a poor map load. Some of the maps. Because a map can have all the textures built into the map, or it can have it that the file comes with the textures. So double check when you download a map that it doesn't say that it requires some content to already be on your computer before. Like it doesn't say requires Portal 2 content to work or requires Half-Life content to work. If it does, then yes, some of the textures will be missing. There are a couple free packs for SFM. So under source filmmaker, well, they changed things, so I gotta figure out how to get to it. That's news. DLC. Managed by 7 DLC. There we go. So these are all packs that you can add on for free. They were added in 1969. There's a reason for that. But you just go to enable. I think I might. I didn't start downloading it today. I hope I didn't. Anyway, nope, good. So you just check those, and you can. It'll download after applying it those free packs. I have them turned off because my library is already full enough, and it's just going to be more junk in there. And these were added after I had already done some of these, or added these manually. So Day of Defeat I added manually. Left 4 Dead I already added manually. Portal and Stanley Parable were added manually. So I don't really need these packs to make that work. So.
Hoof up your ass! Oh, hoof up your ass! Oh, I just clipping. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, I just clipping clomped my hoof. Oh, I just clipping clomped my hoof up your ass. Oh, I just clipping clomped my hoof up your ass. Up your ass! Up your ass! Up your ass! Yes.
I would think she's supposed to be like smiling about this. Can't really make her grin much more than that, though.
Your ass! Hoof up your ass!
Oh, yeah, as long as you download the Left 4 Dead, it should be able to do it, but troubleshooting a missing texture and stuff can be a headache because there's nothing in the SFM file that you're seeing with the missing texture that says what that texture is that's missing. And unless you really dig deep, you can ask the creator because they might have had, or check the download location. There might be comments in regards, because it's not often that anybody will have an issue that somebody else hasn't had. Yeah, with that, it's all based on the situation. I've had some that I just I saw there was no texture and I didn't even bother because it's sometimes just too annoying to fix. It's nice when people have it built into the same file, but it's also rough because it means that, say, the game is installed already and has that texture in it, and then you get a map with all those textures in it. Well, if you're using a model with that texture and the map with that texture, it's like loading the texture twice. So it's nice because it can make a save file really small and sharing resources, but still. Cozy looks like she's just enormous here. She's just gonna gobble him right up. Like, rawr. And a kiss. But no, because she's not really there. But anyways, yes, it's after 8, so I am gonna be done for now. But we can work. Didn't get that much done, but got some good explanations in and stuff. So that's fine. But I will try to get that separated later. No, everybody's shippable. Yeah, sorry. I'll be back on. I'll be back on Friday for this. Work on this some more. If I have that audio ready, I can start doing some lip syncing on him and maybe start some keyframing. Grogar shouldn't be that difficult, but getting. I might need to do this in 30 FPS because hitting somebody with something is going to be tough. Because say you throw the bell at them, the bell goes at a high speed. The bell's just going to be a blur. It's just going to hit and then disappear. So normally in something like that, you'd have to hit the bell, then have the bell like bounce and do a little flip where it slows down. You can see it's the bell, and then have the bell fall. Otherwise, you're not going to see what it was. It just flew away. So that's, I think, the reason that a lot of cartoons will do that, where something that's hit somebody will bounce off and float there for a second and then fall, or like do a little flip. So you got to give people time to process everything. So my brain is like interpreting like this is continuing up here, and he's just super chunk. Like he didn't add muscle. He just. And actually, when he got muscular, like his shirt went with it. Is this a shirt or is this just him? Is he just like got black pecs? I don't know. I mean, I guess she got a gold regalia, so maybe. Whatever. Deal with that later. I don't know how I do that. So that's why I don't want to do it now, because I would just be learning it. I have Audacity, but I would first have to try to see if I can download the file with the 5.1 audio. If I can separate the 5.1 audio, there's a tutorial probably out there. But actually, I don't know if I'm using the actual show footage, like trying to do the same positioning, I probably don't need to. No, I will. The talking comes from the center channel, so if you remove the center channel, I believe, for the most part, it removes the talking portions. And so I would want to do the inverse, where for the cozy parts, I would want to have her part, but without her talking, so I can put my own audio over it. Unless I just want to cut out the audio completely, but I'll worry about that later. But yeah, if I learn how to do it, I can try to, but I don't want to figure that out on stream. Hello, Art. But anyways, yes. So, bye-bye and all that. And in the meantime, have a kitty. And have a good week. And stuff. Yeah. No, the Audacity just export it to like Wave, and you can open it up there. Or VLC will let you export audio from a video. You can try that. So, anyways, see you guys later. Bye bye.